1a. Okay, so -4 times -3, they're both negative, so my answer is a positive 12. -5 plus 7, the answer to that one is 2. 6 take away -4, the answer to that one is 10. And -5 times positive 3, the answer to that is -15. 1b. -3 take away 2 is -5. -2 times -8 is a positive 16. -9 times positive 3 is -27. And 9 add -3 is 6. 2a. Okay, so to do this one, I'm going to need to set myself up a two-way table with all the information I'm going to start putting in from the various parts of the question. So 12 take the train in total, 3 males take the bus, and 7 males take the car, 2 females come by bus. Now I'm going to start adding in the bits that isn't given to me in the question. So for example, I know that 15 males in total, 3 on the bus, 7 on the car, means that 5 must have taken the train. 7 females must have taken the train because there's a total of 12, and I can keep working around my two-way table using adding and subtracting to fill in the missing values, and in total the number of people who came by car was 18. 2b. Same as before on this one, I'm going to need my two-way table, slightly smaller this time, just maths and English and male and female. Start to add in all of the information that's given to me in the question, and then I can start to add in the bits that are missing. So 13 females take maths, 18 English in total, and to answer the question, how many females choose maths? 13. 3a. So to do this one, I'm going to need a table with the 3 titles that you can see there, colour, tally and frequency. So red, blue, black, grey, or just some combination of colours for cars, and an other option, and that's this one done. (3b). So same again with this one, I'm going to need to set myself up a table with 3 column headings, day, tally and frequency. Then because there's only 7 days in the week, there's no need for an other category on this one. And I can just put in all of the 7 days of the week, and that's this question done. 4a. So the probability of taking a red counter, well, there are 4 red counters I can see from the question, and in total there are 9, so it's 4 out of 9. Probability of taking a blue or a green is 5 out of 9, and if a counter is drawn and replaced 180 times, how many times would I expect it to be red? I'd just multiply the probability by the number of times I've done it, and I would expect it to be 80 times. 4b. So the probability of selecting a blue counter, there are 5 blue counters and 20 in total, so it's 5 out of 20. Probability of selecting a red or a green, there are 15 that fit that category out of 20. And if I did this experiment 200 times, how many times would I expect it to be red? Well, the probability of red is 7 out of 20, so I'm going to multiply that by 200, and I'd expect a red 70 times. 5a. The weight of an apple as a metric unit, I'd probably use grams. The length of a football pitch, I would use yards. The amount of water in a bathtub, I would use litres for that one. 5b. The weight of an adult in an imperial unit, I will probably use pounds. The length of a pencil as a metric unit, centimetres. And the amount of liquid in a large bottle, I would use gallons for this one. The emphasis on the fact that it says it's a large bottle as well. 6a. Car is travelling along the road. It takes 3 hours to cover 150 miles. What is the car's average speed? So for each hour it travels, it's going to cover 50 miles. That gives it a speed of 50 miles per hour. If you're doing this one with the calculation, you would do 150 miles, that's the distance, divided by the time, which is 3, to get your 50 miles per hour speed. 6b. So same again on this one. The distance is 180 miles. I'm going to divide it by the time it takes to do that, which is 6, and I get an average speed of 30 miles per hour. 7a. So in order to do these calculations, I'm going to need a common denominator. So looking at this, I'm going to times the fraction on the left by 5 and the fraction on the right by 3. That's going to give me 5 over 15. And instead of 2/5, that's going to give me 6 over 15. And when I add those two together, I get 11 over 15. Same over here with the b. 3/4 and 2/7. I'm going to give these a common denominator of 28. So this one's going to become 21 over 28. Take away 8 over 28. And that gives me 13 over 28. 7b. Same deal again on this one. I can't add them together straight off the bat because I need a common denominator. So in this first one, I'm going to make them both over 36. So 3/4 is 27 over 36. And I'm adding that to a ninth, which is 4 over 36. And I add those two together and end up with 31 over 36. And then over here on the b part of this, again, I need a common denominator, which in this case is going to be 10. So that's going to become 8 over 10. Take away 5 over 10, which is 3/10. 8a. So first thing I'm going to need to do is to take my ratio and add up all of the bits together on this. So 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals 10. Then I'm going to take the total amount, 50, and I'm going to divide that by the value I just got. So 50 divided by 10 is 5. That represents one of the parts, and I can see that Tommy gets one of the parts, so that's £5. Billy gets 4 of the parts, so it's 4 lots of 5 or £20. And Zach gets 5 of the parts, so 5 times 5, which is £25. 8b. Same again on this one. I'm going to take my ratio 5 to 2, and I'm going to add the parts together, so 5 plus 2 equals 7. Then I'm going to divide 42 by 7, which is 6, and that represents one of the parts. Now I can see that Kimberly gets 5 of those parts, so Kimberly will receive £30, and Trini receives 2 of the parts, so she'll get £12. And just double check that they add up to 42 as well, which they do. 9a. So to calculate this one, I need to know all of the angles in this shape and what they add up to. It's quadrilateral, so it will add up to 360. So I'm going to do my 60 plus the 81 plus this angle down here, which is a right angle. So the value of that one is 90. When I add all of those up, I get 231. And then I'm going to do a subtraction from 360. And that will give me my missing angle X of 129. 9b. Same again on this one. I'm going to add up all of the angles that I know. So 100 plus the 65 plus the 85 is 260. And then I'm going to do 360, take away 260, which gives me my missing angle X, 100 degrees. 10a. The two shapes which are congruent in this one are B and E, which basically means they're the same size and shape as each other. And the two shapes which are similar, well, I can see that shape F is an enlargement of shape A, so it's A and F. 10b. So in this one, the two shapes which are congruent are B and E once more. And the two shapes which are similar, I can see that D is an enlargement of C, so it's C and D. Well done if you got all of those questions correct, especially if you got all of the A band ones right and didn't need to use the B band ones. Don't forget to check out the following pack number 6 coming tomorrow.